We're in this delusion that there are not other women in this world, on this planet, that don't see value in our husbands. So, for example, Coach Nyla said, oh, he checked all the boxes. And he did. He checked all the boxes for her. But just because he checked all the boxes for me and he checked all the boxes for her does not mean he won't check all the boxes for somebody else.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of the new book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. Now, let's get into this video. That woman wants your man. Now, this video is important because so many people, specifically women, wives, we tend to be surprised when another potential wife or a woman is attracted to our husband. Let me tell you something. Personally, I've been dealing with this since high school. People like to get mad at Coach Nyla. They like to get mad at her because they try. It's so silly to me. They're trying to figure out why in the world would she be attracted to a man that's already married. Nobody says this stuff when it comes to Jason Momoa and he married Lisa Bonet at the time. That's fine. Or when you're watching shows like The Bachelorette, or when you're watching shows and you're looking at Denzel Washington and all these different men who are married, nobody has a problem because they're not tangible to us. We don't have access to them. We can't touch them. They're on the red carpet. They're famous. But Coach Fatimah, they're famous. I don't care if they're famous. They're good looking. We married. We're not blind. We're not supposed to sit here and study them and stare at them. No. But there's other good-looking people in the world that we're not married to. Hello? But when it comes to polygyny, and then our husbands are out in the world and they're attractive and attracting other women, and the women want to marry our husbands, yes, we feel away. Yes, we get upset. Yes, we're jealous. Yes, we're trying to figure this out. And why my man? And why my husband? Because he's not yours. You don't own him. Is he your husband? In context, yes, you'll hear me say, my husband, Coach Nazir. I'm not going to say our husband every time I turn around because we are not with him all the time. So if I'm out with him and somebody says, is that your husband? Yes, that's my husband. And I go, yes, that's our husband because he's got another wife and her name is Coach Nyla. Blah, blah, blah. They ask me all that. And it ain't their business. Now, if they want clarification, they can come to our YouTube channel. Oh, yes. And we have sent people here. And I will continue because it's helpful. But what is not helpful is that we're in this delusion that there are not other women in this world, on this planet, that don't see value in our husbands. So, for example, Coach Nyla said, oh, he checked all the boxes. And he did. He checked all the boxes for her. But just because he checked all the boxes for me and he checked all the boxes for her does not mean he won't check all the boxes for somebody else. Because let me tell you what, I have had women approach me about wanting to marry Coach Nazir and saw me and Coach Nyla at Juma with him. And so what? They weren't disrespectful. They didn't walk up and step to his space. They asked me. Now, they might have asked her too, but she wasn't standing next to me when they asked me. Does he want to marry another wife? Child, I don't know what to tell you. He said he's open. But in my mind, because I know some of what he's looking for at that year that happened, specifically in the stage he was in his life, things change. I said, he won't be looking for you, child. That's what I'm thinking. And it ain't no shade. It was just facts. Because she wasn't his type. People think Coach Nyla and I, there's similarities. They think we look alike. Those that know us know that we may favor in complexion, but we look different than one another. So our loved ones go, you don't look alike to me. Strong ass cousins, maybe, but not, you don't look alike to me. Because they can't see past our complexion. It is what it is. And I'm the expert on my own face. I know what I look like. Anyway, but I say, oh, based off these 2 wives, this is his type. Now, if he jump up with a special chocolate somebody, don't look startled, because don't pigeonhole him into thinking, oh, this is exactly what he wants. This is just a glimpse of our lives. This is just a glimpse of what our family consists of, okay? Because you do have to bring more than looks to the table to get married, whether you're monogamy or polygyny. To be a friend to somebody, to be a good sister, a good daughter, a good granddaughter, you got to bring more than your face and your looks and your pretty privilege to a marriage or to a man that is a valuable human being. So yes, there are other women that are attracted to your husband, but your property, he is not. He's not. Don't even think he is. Don't even have the delusion to think that this man belongs to me. Nobody's allowed around him. Nobody's allowed to look at him. Nobody's allowed to be attracted to him, because guess what? You can't help somebody's attraction to your husband. You can't erase it. You can't get rid of it. In many cases, you can't ignore it. Can't. I knew I was married to a good-looking man. I married him when he was 19. And so I'll never forget it. We were in Chicago. It was a hot day. You guys might have heard me tell this story, but for those of you that are new, it was a hot day. I'm a young wife. I'm new in Islam. I don't know all the rules. I know my husband is good looking, and I know his wife is good looking too. So we look good looking together. Child, we was at he was performing an Islamic song at an Islamic, it was like a picnic for the community. And him and a few of his friends, they did an Islamic album, and they were to perform. This is a little stage. This is a community thing. It was great. Hot. This girl came sashaying up to me, kind of did a little small talk. I believe she was a Desi. She was either Pakistani or Indian. Shout out to her, because it took a lot to walk up to me, child, at that age. She came up to me and she goes, we exchanged salams and pleasantries. And she was like, and I'm standing there watching my husband get ready to hit the stage with his friends, right? His group. And she goes, oh, is that your husband? She's grinning from ear to ear. And I said, here it come. I'm thinking, here it come. She's going to hit me with it. And she goes, is that your husband? I said, yes, he is. Y'all know me. I go, yes, he is. Because I can't wait to hear what she going to say to me, right? Because I know it's going to be feral. And I was ready. And then she goes, he's so exotic. And she's got like this drink in her hand. I said, yes, he is. I said, and he damn near drop dead gorgeous. Because the thing is, I think she thought I wasn't there for the good time she was trying to give me. And we were in different spaces in our lives. I'll not judge her, but back then I judged her. She wasn't covered, and she said it, and I said what I said back. You're right, he's gorgeous. And he's my husband. So this was after high school. But the interesting thing is, it's always been this way. So why would I get into a more mature age and think that he wouldn't check the boxes for someone other than that young girl in that park that day? And I had been dealing with this since he was 14. And he'd been dealing with it too. I've straight up had guys DM me and all this other stuff and tell me they didn't care that I was married. You don't have to care. I care. And what you about to get is checked, because you're not going to disrespect my husband up in my DMs, and you really about to get blocked off this platform. Don't play with me. Don't play with me about my marriage. I don't play in my marriage, and you're not about to play in my face about my marriage. So nobody's blind, but understanding that our husbands are attractive and that it's not just about looks, their actions, how they take care of our family. I remember Coach Nyla told me something. She said, I saw how he took care of you all. What about, he could have been fine as he wanted to be. But if he's fine as he wants to be, and I'm walking around with black eyes, and people know he did it, does he continue to be fine? You have all the looks you want, have a heart that's black. And I'm not speaking about Coach Nazir, I just mean in general. So it wasn't just, he's good looking. He's good looking and he's good to his family. And he's consistent. And he shows up for them. And he talks about them wherever he is. He always brought us up. Meaning my children that we have in our family before polygyny. He's always brought us up. People would walk up and go, Fatimah, he talks about you and the kids all the time. Alhamdulillah, because I talk about him all the time and my kids. I'm like, I know it's sweet, but I really mean that. I really mean I care and love my husband and my children so much. So much. And it's good to know that when my back is turned, he's saying good things about me and loves me too. That's some of the most precious times in my life, is when other people can see the value that I see in my family. Because I love seeing the value in other people's families. That's what gets me. That's what makes me feel really peaceful and joyful and emotional, is when I see other families succeed and praise one another and give each other credit and have each other's backs. I love that. We all do. Who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love that? So understanding that other people will find us all attractive based off our actions and not only our looks is indeed a compliment. It doesn't feel complimentary when your husband is marrying somebody else. Initially like, yay, I'm glad she likes him too. That might not be your initial response. I'm not saying that. But understanding that it goes farther than looks in the bedroom and this lustful thing. Women like being married for long periods of time. Men like being married for long periods of time if they don't have a disease or an evil in their heart. That's what they like. Because that's beautiful. That's successful. We want to be married for a long time in peace, not be married for a long time in hell. Who wants to do that? But just know your husband might check all the boxes for somebody else, but that doesn't mean he's going to leave you. That doesn't mean that you don't matter, that your feelings don't count. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't. I'm sitting here right now, actively married, in love, happy. And it's men talking about, I see your husband and I really don't care. Because in their mind, I've checked some boxes. Or they'll get down in these comments and try to talk directly to me like I'm not married. This ain't a, hey girl, this ain't, you don't get to do that. Because I don't want you to think you can disrespect my husband or my marriage or his marriage to Coach Nyla. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you do it, don't get mad if you get gathered. I'm just saying. So with that, guys,
let's put attractive is okay in the comments. If you made it this far in the video, because it's okay if your husband is attractive inside and out. Okay. And then have the expectation that, okay, other people are going to find my spouse attractive like I did. But having a conversation about polygamy is healthy. And running away from it may just delay the inevitable. But let's talk about it. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with some GOC. But before I do, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share this video because sharing is airing. So make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. Coach Fatimah. See you in the next one. So, peace.